Someone want to give you a good advice and you immediately go like, so what? So you don't think I was capable of doing this on my own? Like you immediately feel attacked. Like someone backs you in the corner. And women do this so much. And I know this because I do it too. I try not to. I work on myself constantly. Like... So we're going to watch this video.
I once had a teacher my classmates nicknamed Hitler.
And figure out why we all have women fatigue. Make it stop. I've had enough. It's time to get rid of these feminists.
For boys. If you were male and you weren't flamboyant, you could say goodbye to your GPA. Naturally, it was an English teacher, and she crafted a curriculum so that the literature we were forced to study was all...
Cordelius hears the Swedish accent. You say it's Swede? Do you think so? I don't know. I can't really tell. I mean, it could be Danish or it could be Dutch. I don't know. He does have a funny accent though, but so do I.
Explicitly feminist or racial and anti-white. Disagreement was permitted on paper, but not in practice. The wisest choice for us was to exercise our right to remain silent whenever possible, because everything we said would be used against us. Couple that with the endless deceitful lectures about how women are paid less for the same job, how the future is female, how white men run the world and we were somehow at blame for everything, even though we were still students, and schooling became nothing more than a humiliation ritual. And before you ask, yes, she had terrible relationships.
You got brainwashed into, like, yeah, terrible, being a man, and, you know, constantly have to, like, shut up, and women are smarter, women are better, women are, like, the sensitive ones, you're just rowdies, and cause trouble all the times, and boys will be boys, and sit your ass down and be quiet, and oh, it's terrible. Yeah, I should stop woman-splaining things. I should. And also, Cordelius, I have to ask, he does the Swedish stitch thing. What does that even mean? Do I do that too? The stitch thing? Vad fan snackar vi om?
Of the men in her life, and she made the boys...
Virak, there are no advertisements on Kick. There are none. Yes, that's the difference.
...in her class pay for it. This story isn't every man of my generation can tell you of at least one example of why he was targeted for no reason other than being born the wrong sex.
Shoot the man!
While being lectured on how he deserved it because historically men had power and allegedly misused it. And he's somehow guilty of it. But
vad fan? No, but this is terrible. Like, dudes get hold accountable for everything. Like you guys, basically everything that's going wrong is always a dude's fault.
That's only scratching the surface. Some argue that schooling has been crafted in such a terrible way that
what
it
we
is
learn
functionally
in
designed to disadvantage boys, decrease male academic performance, perpetuate misandry, and ruin Gen Z's ability to have relationships. And in this video, I cover those, and if you enjoy it, consider subscribing, it helps the channel. Imagine yourself back during your primary education, with an adult lecturing at you endlessly for hours, while you were expected to sit still and pay full attention. This would be unreasonable, even...
Quiet class, no mucking around, no lollygagging, shut the fuck up and listen.
For an adult, but much less a child, especially if that child was a boy. Both boys and girls struggle in such a situation, but for boys who are hardwired for spatial and mechanical activities at that age and have increased drives for adventure, it's flat out a biological obstruction for most.
He explains it so well, but you get to hear like, yeah, boys will be boys, and they're always like loud and up to no good and can't sit stills, and I wish they were more like sensitive and sweet and would listen and pay attention like the girls. And yeah, this is how you grow up. It's the first thing you learn. Boys always loud and breaking things, and girls are like sweet and well behaved and so much more mature when it comes to like, yeah.
Trapped in such a circumstance, boys of strong imaginations escape by daydream, whereas those without mess around or find other small ways of entertaining themselves. Either way, the boys fall behind and often get into trouble. Instead of recognizing the absurdity of modern schooling and reform, it's easier for educators to just blame the boy, punish them until they submit, and in extreme but increasingly common case, give them ADHD prescription. When they're called out for this, educators often point to their female students, showing their superior results as proof that the issue...
You should never compare like the two genders. Like, we are so different. We're so different in all the ways. Women and men will never be the same. Men get things done in a way, in a different way. That's why men built this world. Men created all this. A woman, we would have still been in the fucking Stone Ages and talked about how we built up this world, because men get shit done and women talk about like getting shit done but never get actual shit done.
Lies solely with the student.
Because the
This defense
feelings
is pure
and
blank slate
emotions
ideology. The dominant but
might
defunct
hurt
belief
someone
that
around
men
the
and women
way.
are effectively the same and need
Men take
equal
more
treatment.
risk.
And until recently, no one can test. We know boys are artificially held back because despite their worst start, by 16 to 18, boys catch up on standardized tests like the SAT and pull ahead in math and at the high end of STEM, while their GPAs, shaped by their predominantly female and often political teacher subjectivity, often stay.
I'm talking on a broad spectrum here, okay? I'm not talking all women and all men. There are men out there who are absolute fucking retards and don't get shit done, all right? There are these losers, and there are also evil men that are causing destruction and ruin, and they just take they're greedy, they're awful. And there are women who also get like a historical girl bosses who did get shit done and changed the world and contributed to society. There are exceptions. I'm talking on a broad spectrum. If you look at, if you have to look at it black and white, that it is more common for men to take bigger risk and just start doing stuff, while women on a more emotional, make sure that they are safe and maybe don't take as many risks and rather make sure that it actually works, that we don't hurt someone. There's more sensitivity in it and more empathy towards what could go wrong. What if we do it like this? And this is also great. And it is fucking necessary for women to sometimes hold back men and go like, no, hang on a second there, mister. You're rushing into this. Let's think about these feelings first, right? Let's not like go from 0 to 60 in an instance. Like, let's take baby steps, right? So we are living in yin yang harmony, where we are so different. We are opposites from each other, and together we can be amazing. But what is unfortunately happening here is like the women are trying to do what the men are doing, and then also making you like belittling you all the time and making you feel like you're worth less and that you are just loud, obnoxious, you're wild, you break things, you're awful, like the whole lot of you, and don't consider that we need you guys. I don't know how women have forgotten that we need men and men need women, and we are having this ridiculous gender fight, and it is going nowhere. But it's no wonder, because we get learned or taught this from so young on. Like, it's basically everywhere, and constantly get told like, no, and someone needs to put an end to all this, and yeah, why not start with the early education?
Low. In all of this, girls got a front row seat to see boys consistently fail, get punished, and fall behind them. They're
Terrible.
praised as being smarter for doing well in school, when in reality they're just being less troublesome and more agreeable. Think about the impact this has shaping
And
a
I
young...
don't want to have agreeable leaders. Can you imagine? You need to disagree. You need to have integrity and stand your ground, and don't go like agree with everything because you might hurt someone's feeling. And that's what women usually do. They rally up in groups. They're too afraid to stand on their own and just go like, no, I'm going to stand my ground no matter what the fuck happens. But it's more likely for a man to do that, to be unapologetic. Women are way too sensitive for this. And again, I'm talking on a broad spectrum here. There are exceptions.
girls' world.
I mean, look at me.
The boys are stupider troublemakers, whereas the girls are smarter and responsible. It perfectly conditions them for later feminist propaganda. The type of propaganda that, as I will explain later, kills people's abilities to have relationships and form family, therefore threatening the long-term survival of civilization itself, which is
Women
why
know how
today's
have
sponsor is
survival
the book,
instincts.
The Ultimate Guide to Rebuilding Civilization. It's an illustrated encyclopedia of humanity's inventions and discovery, which may soon become very useful if the West continues its path of social self-destruction. It's a global bestseller that walks you through some of the most important advances, all the way from the essentials like how to preserve food to how to establish railroads and more. There's a common saying in many failed nations like Zimbabwe: what do we use for lights before candle? Electricity. So if you don't want to end up like them, check out the link in the description and pinned comment and use
Nice
the promo code
commercial.
LOGIC for a 10% discount. And now, back to the video.
Mm.
Do you remember mansplaining or manspreading?
Oh, no.
Manspreading is when a
We're
man
all
sits down
Britisha.
and parts his legs for obvious reasons. It's still wild that this was an actual point of contention in the culture war. And
This the Vogue 1.0, huh? The manspreading. Stop manspreading. Why are you taking so much room? Why you always got to be loud? Why are you like taking so much space? Because that's what men do. And they always have. And I don't know why that is such a bad thing.
Mansplaining is when a man dares to explain something to a woman. Feminists noted that men do this often, with enthusiasm, which they interpreted as being condescending. Here's what they missed, or intentionally ignored.
He wants to explain something, he immediately gets offended. So what? You calling me stupid? You think that I don't understand? Unless you don't explain it to me? Why? Why can't you just listen to what he has to say and go like, okay, thanks for your input. Maybe I learned something, maybe I didn't. And it is up to you to decide if you want to listen to this suggestion and do something with the information you've gotten, or just like ignore it and then. But why always be so hostile? And why immediately feel like someone is out to like attack you on a private, someone want to give you a good advice and you immediately go like, so what? So you don't think I was capable of doing this on my own? Like you immediately feel attacked. Like someone backs you in the corner. And women do this so much. And I know this because I do it too. I try not to. I work on myself constantly. Like I get criticism, right? But this constant need of self-defending yourself, it's not necessary. I've given up and I feel much better with it. Like not just because someone says something, immediately like go attack a position. Defense is up.
Men bond by explaining how stuff works.
That's how you do
women
stuff.
generally have a preference for talking about people. By making explaining things to a woman taboo, feminists effectively made it difficult for men to bond with women in their instinctive way.
It's like you're not allowed to talk to me or explain anything to me anymore. Let's talk about our feelings.
But what was far worse was the MeToo era, and how it infected every part of school.
Yeah, that was awful.
Teachers treated every male student as a possible would-be harasser,
Yeah.
and thought it would be their duty to terrorize their student into never acting in a way that could be seen as creepy. On top of that, since "Believe all women" was the slogan of the time,
That is also crazy. Like, believe all women, believe all victims. This fucking mentality. Like, what the hell? Shouldn't it be like innocence until proven guilty and not just like, oh yeah, it's a victim. Yeah, oh, obviously, like this must have happened. And this whole Me Too movement, I thought it was so awful. I fucking hated it that so many women came out and just like, oh, by the way, 25 years ago, this guy, he put his hand up my shirt and harassed me and destroying so many careers. And I just like, bitch, why are you talking about this now and not like 25 years ago when it actually happened? Oh, by the way, I was also so traumatized that I just have to bring up what happened to me like 7 years ago. I mean, bitch, get fucking over it. Why didn't you do something about it 7 years ago? I found it very strange that so many women went on that whole hype train and just like, oh my God, she's so powerful. She's doing it now, so I will too. I will talk about shit that is long lost, forgotten, and buried, and I moved over it an eternity ago, dragging up things from the past and then just believe the victims. Like, shut the fuck up.
female students were seen as the
Cue the song.
infallible judges of male students' character. If one thought you were creepy, then you were. Mess up an approach, now you're a creep and everyone knows it. And you'd be lucky if you weren't recorded and posted online for clicks. There was also the issue of malicious women. Since we pretended that all women were honest victims, malicious ones had free reign to do as they wished.
Yeah.
False accusations, gossiping, reputation destruction all became commonplace. Even male teachers began to refuse being alone in the same room as female students. Boys flat out stopped asking girls out, or in some cases, even talking to them. The irony was,
I mean, I would be too afraid too. What if? Is it worth it? No. No, why would you risk that when you know they're just gonna like afterwards tell stories about things that aren't true and make you look bad? I mean, is it worth the risk? I don't fucking think so. Stay away as far as possible. I mean, women made that pretty clear.
was that at the same time feminists were terrorizing boys, most of whom had never even had the courage to ask their girl out, they were supporting the mass importation of peoples known for exactly the crimes they claimed to want to avoid.
The
This was
irony.
never
Yeah, Sweden, John.
about protecting women. It was about demoralizing men, and it worked. There was also other propaganda, less aggressive than MeToo, but still impactful, such as the gender pay gap, the routinely debunked but endlessly cited claim that women
Oh, they're still on about this. They're still on about it. And what was it? 0.77? It was like 77 cents that men earn more. Like, what the hell? Not even $1?
are paid less for the
For every... Wait, for those who are still stuck in the 2016, the claim of women making 77 for every $1. So no, wait, hang on a second. That means that they get 23 cents less than men. What the fuck can you do with 23 cents? Discrimination is false, as shown when the control working hours, experience, and other relevant factors. That's what I mean. If you are a roofer, obviously, like men have more high risk works, and therefore they get paid more because they take higher risks. And it's not even that much. My goodness, straight up a lie. Well, the initiative know this because it was true. Every company would only hire women because it would be cheaper for them. It would be more efficient for a business perspective to just hire women because you need to pay men way more money. So you basically like, why would you do that? Is a business point of view. Like, come on, the fuck?
same job. I remember posters of this in every class. Teachers forced us to do projects on it, and we had assemblies discussing it. Extensive initiatives.
Yeah, I've been listening to this bullshit all my life too. Yeah, it has been ongoing, and I hang out a lot in the artsy fartsy community. I mean, I do look a little bit like a hippie chick, and they often assume I am one of them, which I'm not. But I kind of like hang around them nonetheless because I do have my cool, creative, artsy fartsy projects myself. So I get to mix and mingle with this crowd quite a lot. And I have done so for decades. So I come across quite a lot of these retards. And it always fascinates me. And they always go like, but Juju, it's true. Women are suppressed. And men make more money. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, stop it with your gibberish. I don't want to. I don't want to live in your narcissistic, communistic, bigotry, fascist world full of fantasies and immigrants. Ew! Stop talking! Shut the fuck up!
Taken to fix this imaginary gap. Girls were given broad academic support in the form of women-only scholarships, glowing recommendations, and recruiting quotes. Meanwhile, men were stuck with only mixed scholarships and the consequences of those quotes pushing them lower in the rank. These initiatives were also present in universities and the workplace, encouraging the hiring and promotion of women just because they were women. And we needed more female empowerment. The result? Young women today are often both hired and paid more than men for the same job.
That's where I hate modern feminists. We were equal at one point. We had everything, but now it's just like reversed, and now we just want to get more and we want to be better. We deserve this because for years men have suppressed us, and in their mindset, it's right what they are doing. And I'm sitting here on the sidelines watching this retardation and thinking like, what the hell, men, please do something.
In other words, they solved an imaginary gap caused by imaginary
Take it back.
discrimination by creating an actual gap caused by actual discrimination. The end result of all of this was a system that taught girls that men are stupid, unintelligent troublemakers, filled with entitlement, and whatever power they do have, they got at women's expense. In the workplace, men are seen as inferior, hired less than women, paid less than women, promoted less than and less deserving of respect. Women were also
Isn't
taught
this
that the
sad?
institutions were their allies, who would elevate them and bring about social justice. Meanwhile, men were taught that women are dangerous and have no accountability. They learned the institutions were their enemies that would tear them down for someone else's benefit. Does it make sense now, even when ignoring the impact of technology, why men and women are no longer having...
It's no wonder that men started getting so angry and started hating on women that they spread all these awful lies like women can't drive, women are, that this constant battle of the sexes. These are no surprise to me. We just need to put this aside. We do. I don't know how,
Why
but
there is such open hostility between the sex, and Gen Z is one of the most politically divided generations in history. How are we supposed to have families together and continue civilization when one sex is taught since childhood that the other is automatically stupid, unworthy, and the cause for all of society's problems?
terrible. And this is one of the reasons why
I once had a teacher,
I believe that the world is acting all crazy. There are too many women out there doing whatever they want with their feminist retardations, and men are too afraid to stop it because you've been brainwashed all your life into basically living with that knowledge that so many people think that men are terrible and to blame for everything. Need to stop this. And the governments are not doing anything. Birth rates are down. If we continue like this, eventually that's it for humanity. It's the battle of the sexes that was the downfall of all humans. Crazy. And just because we fight on who's the stronger and better sex, there will never be a winner because we are too different. We cannot compete in the same. We are just opposite. None of us will ever win or lose. Ridiculous. So why are we doing this? Money and power and propaganda and awful. Absolutely awful. But no wonder there's so many retard women who blame men because that's all they get taught. And no wonder there are so many men who stay as far away from women as possible when they know that that's basically what they get taught, right? And it's strange. We need to stop this. It's all going now. The shit just gonna hit the fan and it's all sideways from there. Interesting videos. He's got way more, and we're gonna probably react to a couple more videos in the future. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up and a like. Consider to subscribing to his channel. This is a BasicLogic. He breaks down these controversial topics, so even stupid monkeys like me can understand what the hell is going on.